Chapter 34. The Driving Lesson. "But you can't drive," protested Soot. The pair stood next to the battered Rolls-Royce in the garage. "Not really, no," conceded Stella. "But it's my only chance of escape. I can't stay here a moment longer, or she'll have me back on that owl rack until my arms and legs are ripped off." "I know, m'lady, but—" "No buts. Look, if I can get up enough speed, I can smash through the gates and be at the nearest village in no time." "It's too dangerous." The ghost was not convinced. The last thing he wanted was for his friend to kill herself trying to escape. "I've seen my father drive this thing dozens of times." "How hard can it be?" Stella was a very headstrong girl, and she pulled open the door of the smashed-up family Rolls and jumped in. "You use your mincers. Your feet don't even reach the pedals," observed Ghost. What on earth are mincers?" Stella exclaimed. "Mincers, mince pies, eyes, of course." Soot shrugged. Stella shook her head despairingly and then looked down at her feet, which were dangling off an enormous black leather driving seat. "What do you need the pedals for?" she asked innocently. "Oh, give me strength," he exclaimed. "Only a girl would say that." Stella did not appreciate this comment at all. "You are a chimney sweep. How are you an expert on driving? I bet you've never been in a motor car, and certainly not a Rolls-Royce." This was true. Only very rich people owned motor cars at the time Soot was alive, and only incredibly rich people owned a Rolls-Royce. "No, I ain't, but I know how they work." "Oh, really? And how is that?" Stella was losing her patience with him. "I'm a boy," he reasoned. "All boys just know these things." This infuriated Stella. As a girl, she knew for a fact that girls were infinitely better at everything than boys. "Oh, do they?" Her tone was deeply sarcastic. There was no way she was going to let Soot have all the fun of driving the car just because he was a stupid boy. "Well then, if you know everything about motor car, you can give me my first driving lesson." The ghost was not at all convinced that this was a good idea. "But, m'lady," he protested. "There isn't time to discuss this any more. Now get in." Soot did as he was told and climbed into the Rolls-Royce. "And you can work the pedals too," ordered the girl, "whatever they might be for." The ghost installed himself in the footwell, just under the girl's dangling feet. "Right, so how much do you know?" asked Soot. "Well, I know I have to hold this big round thing." "The steering wheel, yeah. You have to go. You're gonna get us both killed." "With respect, Soot, you are already dead." "I stand corrected, m'lady," sighed Soot. "First thing you need to do is turn the key in the ignition." The girl did so, and with Soot pressing down on the accelerator pedal with his hand, the engine roared. "It still goes!" exclaimed Stella. "I knew the old Rolls wouldn't let me down." "Now, you see that long thing on your left?" asked Soot. Stella rested her hand on it. "Yes." "That's a gear stick. When I say, move it forward and to the left." While keeping one hand on the accelerator, Soot moved the other onto the clutch pedal. "Now," he shouted. The car started to lurch forwards. "Soot?" "What?" "We forgot to open the garage doors." "Hold tight," exclaimed Soot. The ghost pushed hard down on the accelerator pedal and the engine roared. The Rolls-Royce sped forward. It burst through the huge garage doors. Shards of wood flew everywhere as the Rolls skidded onto the icy drive. The cold winter air blasted through the broken windscreen, making the girl's eyes water. The old motor car had been badly damaged by the crash. The front wheels were buckled and one of the back wheels had burst, so the car would be extremely difficult to control, even for a racing driver. Nonetheless, she continued steadily along the drive, heading for the gates and freedom. As the engine growled, Soot shouted, "Change gear!" Stella fumbled with a stick, and suddenly the car lurched to a halt and started travelling backwards towards the house at enormous speed. "That's reverse!" yelled the ghost, before stamping his foot on the brake. The car spun round on the spot before juddering to a stop. "First gear again. Up left." The girl carefully followed the instruction. "Now second gear. Shot down left." Now the Rolls-Royce was chugging along at a good pace. There was so much snow everywhere, it was very difficult to tell where the drive ended and the lawn began. She just managed to swerve around some trees and avoid a head-on collision with a huge snow owl Aunt Alberta had been building. Then the tall iron gates at the end of the drive were coming into view. "The gates are getting closer," Stella called down excitedly. Just then she heard a deafening roar of a motorcycle engine. It was Aunt Alberta racing towards them with Wagner installed in the sidecar. Both Alberta and her owl were sporting matching leather flying helmets and goggles. "It's my aunt!" exclaimed Stella. "She's right behind us." Soot slammed his hand down on the accelerator. "Hold tight," said the ghost. "We have to go as fast as we can through those gates." Stella looked over her shoulder. "They're gaining on us," she cried. "Straight to fourth gear then. Dan right," hollered Soot over the din of the engine. There was an almighty crunching sound as the girl yanked the stick and the gears shifted. Safely now in fourth gear, the Rolls was going faster and faster. The huge iron gates were seconds away from impact. "Any moment now," shouted Stella. She closed her eyes, and the Rolls rammed the gates. Crash! And came to a juddering halt. "God blimey." "Yes, now we are for it," said Stella with a gulp.